I'm Alex.
And I'm Teddy.
And I'm Spencer.
And we are
The Button Mappers.
Hey, the Button Mappers.
Welcome to the Button Mappers, the only show where the entire episode Spencer's not going to say anything negative about me.
Or your pick for Game Talk, because we're doing Game Talk today. And it's not just any Game Talk, it's a MashUp edition.
Yes, guys. Thank you so much for having me today. Really excited to do this.
Of course, man. We're happy to have you on and technically back on, too.
Yes, technically. Thanks to me, of course.
Nah, man. It's a group effort. We all got to take some of the fall. We did a recording, and unfortunately, some pieces were lost. So we're here to redo it. Bigger and better. Second takes, always a charm.
That's right.
We have a strong history of second or third takes.
They're usually better, so we'll see how this goes. Not saying the first one was bad or anything, you know.
One thing that we did do in the other edition is we spent like 30 minutes doing Q&A. Do you guys want to continue that trend?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I do respect Spencer, so.
Welcome to the show, VGMashUP. I'm happy to have you on, man.
Awesome. Really looking forward to this again, of course.
Yeah, we're happy to have you back on. You were an amazing guest. We really appreciated you in the episode that was lost to time.
Yes. And audio.
Maybe I secretly sabotaged his audio file, so we had to do this again.
Oh, you asshole.
Oh.
Listeners at home, hey, guess what, everybody? We are on other platforms. What are those platforms, Teddy?
Apple.
We are on
the Apple platform.
We're on Apple. We're on Banana.
Also Kiwi on occasion.
Dude, I was just gonna say Kiwi. We're on the same mind track.
Great. I'm glad we're on the same mind track.
We are on Apple Podcast, and we are on. Are we still on SoundCloud?
Yeah, SoundCloud and Podbean.
Podbean. That was the other one. Podbean. It sounds like some futuristic spacecraft or something.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah, I put our podcast on a futuristic spacecraft and sent it into orbit.
Wow. Dang.
But did you know that the Button Mappers also do YouTube exclusive content? So you're in the right place if you're listening on the tube.
Yeah, if you want to see Spencer talk about the best Genesis games, or me as Metal Cheeses, or Teddy analyze some music, that's YouTube only right there, baby.
Button Mappers Plus. Let me start with VGMashUP. Just a general question. What brought you to the Button Mappers, and why have you stayed?
Well, stayed, obviously, is because of the content. But what brought me, like you said, is originality. I really enjoy a lot of the Game Talk shows that you do, and really happy to be part of this one. That, I would say, is the number one show that I love the most. But I also enjoy the map outs, etc., etc.
Good answer. Thank you. We appreciate you. Appreciate you always coming by and dropping some wisdom in the comments section. So
I try.
And if you are listening at home, please check out VGMashUP's channel. He does really interesting content. You could say more about that, VG, if you want.
Oh, no, I'm good. Hopefully. Yeah, if you guys, whatever. If you want to, check it out. If not, it's okay. Won't hurt my feelings. But
You know what? It's not okay. Check out the content.
You've
got time. We know you do. It's the Corona thing is going around. We've all seen it. Go check out I'm trying not to swear, but it's making me angry. Check out the channel right now.
Just pause the flipping video. Click on the link in the description.
I don't want you to just hit that button. I want you to mash that button right now.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Up that sub button. Mash that like button.
Mash that subscribe bell.
All right, Game Talk. Game Talk is very community-driven. We here at the Button Mappers encourage community contributions, and one way is in the form of questions. We've hit a record. We got a lot this time, so I'm not going to say we're going to steam through them, but we're going to do our best. So, with that being said, you know what? Do you guys have a preference of who would you want the first question from? We got options.
What are the options?
Okay, I'll read them from top to bottom here. I got the Itch Network. I got Turbo Zone. I got Terry
Nah.
309. I got VGMashUP. And I got Majority. And I got
VG
BioPhoenix.
VG, two things. One, I think you should pick because you're the guest. And two, would you say that Terry is your arch nemesis?
Oh yeah, is Terry your Spencer?
No, I don't think so. Not yet, at least.
Okay.
So
I mean, it's going to happen, right? We can all agree on that.
no, not really. I mean, I enjoy his comments. I like them. So you know what? We'll start with Terry. How about that?
Oh, very respectful. Appreciate you guys.
Olive branch to you, Terry.
And he wrote quite the essay, I will say. It's a good one, as always. We always appreciate his essays here at the Button Mappers. He has 3 questions for us. We'll start with the third. How does a Goomba wipe its ass? Be creative with this one.
I forgot about the stamp question.
VG, we'll start with you.
Oh man, I guess I'll go with the original answer, which is him going to Walmart, not being able to find toilet paper, all upset, runs outside, cries all over the grass, mission accomplished, but Mario in the process gets a moon. There you go.
Ooh, okay. Nice twist there at the end. It's
Get
very
it,
relevant, too.
He gets a moon.
Damn, picked up on that one. Alex, you want to go next?
No. Give me one more second. Spencer, go ahead.
I think what I said last time, and I'll stick to it as well, was he turns his back on Abu and lets the Boo lick his rectum.
Oh yeah, that was pretty messed up.
Okay.
I don't think they poop, so I'm gonna say they don't.
Okay.
Wow, what a cop-out. What a great answer. Sorry. I think I was supposed to be nice to you.
Okay. Yeah. You've remedied it.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't have much of an answer, but I think it does look like an ass when you look at it the right way. So it could be just like a walking ass. So maybe it just shits out the front.
Never paid that much attention to detail, but if you say so.
Moving on. We'll now go to question number 2. So what is your favorite Kirby game and why? And then we got in parentheses. This question is for Alex and Spencer because I already know Majority's favorite is 64, which is also my favorite game in the series too. Correct me if I'm wrong though. I'll do that at the end. VGMashUP, what's your favorite Kirby game and why?
3DS Planet Robobot, and I think the reason why I'm going to say that is because it's pretty much a supersized version of Kirby. It's a really cool game, and I enjoy it quite a bit.
Super size. Double the Kirby, double the fun.
That's right.
Spencer?
Double the Kirby's great. What about Octuple the Kirby? I'm going to go with Kirby Superstar on the Super Nintendo.
I thought you were leading into a triple deluxe. Tell me why.
Because it's the only Kirby game I played.
Oh, good answer. Not a cop-out at all.
And guess what? Map out soon to come.
Wow! You're just gonna throw that out there without my consent? Wow, Spencer.
Well, technically, by the time this video goes up, the map out is already up, so...
Oh yeah,
he was wrong.
Well, yeah, but what if they're watching the show? What they're watching the show in reverse?
VGMashUP, we spoiled it for you, so you get the spoiler.
Awesome. I'm really looking forward to that.
Okay. And Alex?
Dreamland 3, because it's a great game.
It's something to dream for. Okay, and then me, 64. I think that is just a very novel concept, the idea of combining powers. It's not something the other Kirby games really do. While it may feel a little stiff by comparison to some of the other Kirbys, it makes up for it in charm and polygons. Plus, it's got cute characters.
It's got a really slow, really slow movement.
It has a slow dance soundtrack. First question. If you were a generic Mario enemy, which one would you be and why? No boss fights allowed.
What did I pick last time?
We'll start with MashUp.
I'll go with the same answer, which is Piranha Plant. I just think it's a really cool concept. I kind of like it. I wish I had the amiibo for it, but oh well. That's my answer.
Can I go next?
You may.
Okay, I'd be a Cheap Sheep.
Oh, you stole mine from last, but that's fine. I did not pick up on that. Spencer?
I'll be Lakitu.
The Hispanic edition. As for me, I'm gonna be Boo. Not just any Boo. I'll be the king of Boo.
But that's
Isn't
not
that kind of
that's not a
boss fighting?
generic. Yeah.
Shit. I got
See,
disqualified. All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Thank you, Terry, for the questions. I think they were really creative, and I appreciate it. Moving
Thanks,
on. Yeah. Let's do VGMashUP's question. Would
Does
you rather?
Wait, hold on. No, wait.
What?
Shouldn't VGMashUP ask us the questions himself?
Do you have it open? Do you want me to remind you?
I think it was something related to Fortnite or Minecraft. Would you rather play Fortnite or Minecraft?
And why? Good. Now you can pick who goes first.
Alex, how about that?
Minecraft, and that's because I actually do play Minecraft. So there you go.
Oh wow. That's something.
It's fun.
That's really.
The more you know. Alex plays Minecraft. I learned something today.
Listen, okay, I know all the internet culture surrounding that game's cringy as hell, but that game's actually like pretty damn fun.
Yeah.
It's just like, playing.
No,
with
it's good. It's
playing
good.
with like blocks as a kid or something.
Button
Yeah,
Mappers
yeah.
2021. Let's play channel. Never mind. I'm sorry. Who's next?
I'll go.
No,
I
no,
would rather-
stop. VG has to pick.
Sure, go ahead, Spencer.
Okay, there you go, Spencer. Now you go ahead.
I will pick Fortnite because at least it's competitive. I know there might be some kind of mode in Minecraft, but it's just the graphics are not my thing. And I think Fortnite's actually probably a pretty solid game. I don't like playing with children. That sucks, but at least I can like shoot people, I guess.
Okay.
Who's next? Is this
Teddy, of course.
Thought you'd never ask. So I would have to go Minecraft because I played Dragon Quest Builders and I didn't mind the formula. Although I wonder, I probably wouldn't enjoy either game that much. And that leaves the question asker, VGMashUP. Which would you pick and why?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of either one in particular, but I guess if I had to, probably Minecraft because I hate online multiplayer. Not because of the competitiveness, but overall there are just some punks online, and I'd rather just play, by myself.
Right
So
there with you, man.
Minecraft over Fortnite.
All right.
Looks like I'm going solo.
just like usual?
I think the Switch edition would be right for you. Anyways, we got a few more questions here. Turbo Zone, least favorite video game trope. Alex gets to pick.
Oh, I pick me. How about that?
Seems like a real Minecraft fan kind of answer.
I'm just kidding. Spencer, you go ahead. You know what? Go ahead.
It would be QuickTime events, made famous by Shenmue, perfected by God of War, used by too many in a certain console generation. I think they are obtrusive to the goal of playing a video game and feeling immersed. I don't remember the last time I was walking around my house and had to smash the A button to move the door open. So if I could get rid of anything, it would be QuickTime events.
Okay. MashUp, you go.
I would say basically in some of these newer AAA titles, open world games, a lot of the submissions that they have in there are just pointless. I would love for them to get rid of those, maybe add fewer, make them more meaningful towards the narrative. But overall, I just think that needs to be refined quite a bit.
Teddy?
You know what grinds my gears? Video game tropes. No, I don't know. You tell me if this is a trope. Dependence on button presses to proceed dialogue. You know how some games will like auto proceed dialogue? It's not.
Yeah.
It's becoming more conventional now for like dialogue to just play out. For you to have to sit there and press the A button every time to proceed the dialogue, I'm afraid I'm going to get carpal tunnel someday.
But Teddy, some of us need to sound out those words,
So you can change the speed.
I agree. I think there should be at least an option to have auto versus manual auto text, or lack thereof, I guess.
Every game that's at least included like that auto proceed and text, I've appreciated.
Yeah, I would like it too.
Alex, what's yours?
I'm along the same lines as VGMashUp. I think I would call mine like purposeless open world maps. For example, anything by Ubisoft within the last like 5 years has been just nonsense. The maps all like recycle the same quests. You like uncover every part of the map. It's dumb, and they've done it to like every one of their franchises now, like Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs. Now they've done it to Ghost Recon, which is a real tragedy there. For example, I know people could say like, oh, in Breath of the Wild, you also like uncover parts of the map, but in that game, like the map is purposeful and like the areas in the map like make sense and like have a reason to be there. The parts in the modern open world games are just nonsense. It's just like it's just there to look big.
Yeah, Ubisoft is a very prime candidate for doing that.
Yeah.
It's an answer from a true mapper. Next one comes from the Itch Network. Question: what is the best remaster you've played? Spencer, as the ambassador to and for the Itch Network, why don't you go ahead and pick your candidates to answer the question?
Okay, I want to hear VG, then Teddy, then Alex, and then I'll give the correct answer at the end.
All right. I'll go with Shadow of the Colossus. I played it on the PlayStation 3, not on the PlayStation 4, but I really enjoyed that remaster to the point where I completely finished the game. Whereas on the PlayStation 2, I just couldn't get into it.
Spencer, what's so funny?
No, nothing. I know I've actually played every single version of it. The PlayStation 2, the PS3 one, and the PS4 one.
You have or haven't?
I have.
Okay.
And I don't know. I didn't have trouble getting through the PS2 version. I liked it a lot.
I think it's ugly now.
Yeah, I played
I
it
think
kind
it
of
holds
late.
up incredibly well.
Sorry, we all jumped in at once.
Yeah. Go ahead, VG.
No, I was saying I tried the PlayStation 2 version kind of late. For whatever reason, I enjoyed the PlayStation 3 version. But I know the controls and everything are the same, and that really is what matters. But for whatever reason, I just stuck with it, I guess. And actually, towards the end, I really had fun with that game. I thought it was really cool.
It's a phenomenal game. I think I agree with you. Like playing either on PS3 or playing the remake on PS4 is better because like just getting the correct output now for that PS2, like it makes everything look fuzzy, man.
Yeah.
I'm so conflicted because it's one of the earliest games I got gifted back in like 2009 from my friend from high school. He just gave it to me, and so like I almost feel compelled to play it, and I have never gotten rid of it despite getting rid of like a lot of my PS2 titles and not putting time into them. But I know that better versions exist.
What? Weren't you getting PS Plus, like for a month or something?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
free right
I
now.
chose not to. PS Plus is free?
Oh no!
No,
so
Shadow of the
up.
Colossus is free right now on the PS
No,
Plus.
no,
Still?
no,
Not
no,
anymore.
No, it was free.
Did that end?
Last month.
Yeah.
Last month.
Yeah.
Now there's like Uncharted 4 and Dirt Rally or something.
Besides which, I'd
Oh.
rather buy it physically anyway. It's not a game that I feel like I need to own for a year.
Gotcha.
Who's next? Me?
Yeah.
What was the question? Never mind. I remember. Best remaster. Zelda Ocarina of Time 3DS.
Why is that?
Because Ocarina of Time is already fabulous, and anytime you port it, it's going to be great regardless, and that probably is going to itch up a lot of people, but whatever. the 3DS enhances it in several ways. I really liked using the 3D effect in that game, but besides that, the gyroscope adds a new layer of interest and complexity to like the arrow shooting system. So I enjoyed that as like kind of an innovation. It's not something they've really done much with, but it's one of the better examples of gyroscope use.
Don't they also add like an extra item switcheroo thingy?
Ooh, you can map out the
Nice.
bottom screen for some of your items that were previously annoying, like the iron boots in the water temple.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah,
What is
that's
up with,
amazing.
What's up with you guys playing N64 games on the DS?
What's wrong with that?
How many have we played on the DS?
I don't know. This Mario.
I believe
two?
I believe they're N64 inspired.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's a pretty good remake.
Pretty good. Get out of here. It's not good enough.
I mean, if only like I didn't have to play it on my 3DS. That's my only issue.
Listen, I'm not going to take anything short of masterpiece here.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Okay.
Teddy, go ahead.
Okay, so aside from Ocarina of Time,
Oh, sorry. Alex, go ahead.
Teddy, go a second time.
So in addition to Ocarina of Time,
Teddy with the remix.
Okay. So mine is Ratchet and Clank on PS4 because I mean I like the first game a whole lot, but there are like 10 games between the first game and this game, and they've come a long way with the with the gameplay. So to see them take the old levels from the first game and kind of like put in the new gameplay and the new additions is really nice, and it's pretty.
Yeah, I absolutely love the PlayStation 4 Ratchet and Clank. I never played the original, and I didn't even know that was a remake of the original. Years after I found out.
It's like a reimagining. It borrows the same the same levels and like some of the same gameplay beats, but it changes up like just a little bit.
It is an amazing title.
And then what's funny, you guys were all wrong. The actual correct answer was Super Mario 64 DS.
I thought you were going to.
DS.
That's a D-make.
No, it's a remake. You got
It
the
looks
wrong term.
worse.
No, well, this one has Yoshi in it.
right?
And Wario and Luigi, you can play as all of them.
Yoshi's in the 64 version.
Can you play as him?
Give me enough time to mod it, and sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, give me a second.
And while you're at it, make sure you mod in Wario
And
and
minigames.
Luigi, and give them their own little stars to get in every stage.
Right,
Oh, wow.
30 extra.
Wow. Oh my god, you like Donkey Kong 64? Is that what you're saying to me right now?
And also add a whole bunch of cool mini games, some of which are actually pretty
Just
good.
like Donkey Kong 64. So Mario 64 DS is a Donkey Kong 64 ripoff.
Alex, what if you just emulated Mario 64 DS and used the USB N64 controller to play it?
But why would I do that? I have the cartridge of 64.
So you can play the superior version with the superior control scheme.
Boom! There you go.
Yeah, but it still doesn't change the way that the game controls. It just changes my input.
Fair enough. And, okay, that was the Itch Network. Who's next? We got BioPhoenix here. I don't know that this was necessarily a question, but I want to ask it anyway.
Why?
So inside of his question, he asks, also, why the hell are they still making Mario and Sonic Olympic games? Alex, I'm going to turn this one to Spencer.
I think they keep making them out of hatred for the American audience. I assume this is something that the Japanese love, this Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. Or maybe Alex just buys every single copy that they put out, and they're really just making it for him.
You might not be wrong. VGMashUp, what do you think?
You know, that's a good question. Never really thought of that. Maybe just because I can't think of a better reason. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, not everyone has the answers. And as for me, what I think is that, because there's Olympics every 4 years, they may feel obliged to do so. And, even with the Winter Olympics happening every 2, it just happens. They came early this year. What do you know? I mean, it's who could have predicted the outbreak of the situation we're in and the postponement of the Olympics? So that's my answer. We're going to go on to the last question.
Excellent.
Alex, you didn't want to say anything?
No comment.
Okay. Last question is probably the thickest question here. It's very pertinent to our guest, and I asked it as a response to VGMashUp. The question is, and I want to hear from him last. I want us to answer first. How does one mash up video games? So I'll start with my answer. I think when you take a bunch of games and a bunch of people who've played those games, and then you put it into a game talk, and that's what you call a video game mashup.
I like the answer.
Cool, thank you.
I think you melt them down into a fine paste, and then maybe put them on your lasagna.
What the? What?
That's how I would do it.
Okay. Well, you peel them, right? You peel the skin off, cut them up, put them in a bowl, get you a good blender, like a good like mixer, down in there for a little bit, some butter, some salt, good old mashed games.
Sounds good. I guess I would say that, pretty much take a whole bunch of games from a whole bunch of different platforms, mix them all together, play them, and basically talk whatever you want to do, or talk or discuss or review, whatever it is, regardless of platform, and you have yourself a VGMashUp, hopefully.
Awesome answer. And it's your signature too. I think it's an awesome signature for your channel. Do these kind of monthly mashups. Just what's coming out, what you've been playing, etc. And it's a really cool concept for your channel.
I have a question for him. Do you have a special segment on your channel that you do repeatedly, and why is it called Do the Mashup?
So I used to do it, and this is kind of one of the issues that I have with my channel, I will admit it, is consistency. I come up with ideas, I like them at the time, and then I just abandon them for whatever reason. Maybe I need to stick to a few of my ideas and just kind of go with them. But yes, MashUp was sort of a monthly roundup of what I've been doing, what I've been playing, etc. That was one of the ideas. Now I'm starting off with a few other ones where basically sort of have a centralized theme of games, what I've been playing, what I've enjoyed, etc., etc. So there's really sort of a seasonal, what I feel like doing at the time. I make it into a series. I like to do hidden gems. I haven't abandoned that yet, so we'll see.
I did a hidden gems recently.
The metal cheeses special. I like that video.
I just want to see more of him eating that one piece of cheese.
Well, maybe when time comes,
We may pull in a new demographic. The cheese connoisseurs. I'm still waiting for that top 5 cheeses. Okay, we're at about that 30-minute mark, so once again,
oh my God, are we?
Crushing it with the Q and A's. Guys in the comments, y'all did great. Leave us a question for next time as well. We are now going to begin our Game Talk segment.
Can I ask
Game
the
Talk.
audience a question?
Sure.
Who's cooler, Alex or Spencer? The next.
And I think...
Stop. Let me finish my sentence.
Okay.
The next Game Talk, the loser gets crowned King Poo Poo Diaper Baby.
Also, please answer, who would win at the 2020 Olympics? Alex, if it was Alex and Spencer.
I think we all know who would win, but I also want to say on top of Alex's question that the person that asked that kind of question should already know.
I want
who is
everybody
cooler.
to know that Spencer was bullying me before we even started this podcast today.
What was it over, Sonic?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. What we here at the Button Mappers have a safe space, so we're going to safely allow our guest today, VGMashUp, talk about your game. What have you been playing? Let us know.
So the game that I wanted to highlight today was Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and it really did leave an impression on me, a very positive impression. It is a Metroidvania, a very beautiful Metroidvania, and I'm going to say in general, this console generation has been really strong for Metroidvanias, whether you have the Bloodstained series, of course Ori had 2 games, Hollow Knight, etc., really, really strong games. But I think, and I've played quite a few of them, I think this one was one of the best because it did a lot of things really, really well. It has some really solid platforming, some great combat, fantastic boss battles. It also has a beautiful soundtrack, some great music. Overall, I think the game is really solid. Plus, it has a great narrative as well. It's kind of a sad tale. Overall, I think the game is magnificent. I'm kind of surprised that Moon Studios, the developers behind this game, have not been purchased by Microsoft yet. They've been on a buying frenzy, and I think if one studio deserves to be acquired, it's probably them. And this game, I think, is a testament to the talent that they have, and I would highly encourage anybody out there who is even remotely a fan of Metroidvanias to give this game a shot.
One word I would use to describe the first game is bittersweet. Does that apply to this one as well?
In terms of bittersweet, like what are you referring to? The story, the overall gameplay, like difficulty?
Yeah, the story. I would say the story in general, that's the feeling I walked away with.
I would agree, yes. Bittersweet absolutely does apply over here as well. The story is sad, but in the end, it kind of is a bittersweet feeling. There were a couple of areas that I'd like to mention. One is a chase sequence. So the boss battles are divided into either combat or chase sequences. Towards the end, there's a chase sequence that I think is a little challenging to the point where it gets a little frustrating because of the lack of checkpoints. Also, there's a level in there that has you playing in darkness, and darkness harms you. And what that does, unfortunately, is it kind of takes out the immersion of the platforming. You have to follow a light source in a really deliberate, slow, and at sometimes frustrating pace. Besides those 2 things, the game, in my opinion, is perfect.
Do you think they should or should not bring it to Switch? I mean, they brought the first one, but I personally kind of think that Microsoft letting some of their more exclusive games kind of flow over to Switch is a good thing for me because I have a Switch, but a bad thing for them because it gives me a reason not to buy an Xbox.
Yeah, I think Microsoft in general is kind of shying away from that approach. Not to port. I think so. To answer your question, I think it would benefit that game. Obviously, any Switch owner would benefit greatly from having a quality title like that on their platform. But Microsoft really doesn't care about the Xbox exclusivity platform because most of their games, if not all of them, are on PC as well. So if you own a PC or you own an Xbox, you can play them. They're more interested in the services aspect of it, which is the Game Pass service, which is where, by the way, I played it. And I think that if they could somehow incorporate those services on competitor devices, I think it just benefits them in the long run.
One of my things that I find hard to grasp is the idea of a narrative in a 2D platformer. I think very few games pull that off. Maybe if I'm thinking just in games that I've played that have a strong narrative that are 2D platformers, like Super Metroid. And that one you get a grasp from the environment and the progression, etc., the wasteland. What is it about Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and maybe the first one if you played it as well, that makes that narrative succeed and not just some tacky artistic kind of game without any real substance?
Yeah, I think it's a testament to the developers and the story writers. Now, granted, there's not a lot of, typical narrative, story-driven or dialogue-centric narrative, but most of the points that you get out of this game are through the actions of the characters, the supporting characters, through, friendship bonds that they have with each other, what they share with each other, and with the main character themselves. So it's not necessarily a story where, there's a lot of dialogue, there's a lot of depth to the story, but it's meaningful. The characters that are there in the second game, I believe a few are carryovers from the first game, if not all of them, but they all share this love relationship with one another, and I think that is very important to the overall narrative of the game. I don't know if that answers the question or not.
Oh, yeah, it does. Thank you. That's awesome. I don't want to interrupt and kind of throw us off course, but I just want to say, Teddy, will you play Monster World 4, please?
All right, great game talk. I appreciate that. I guess I'm going to go play Monster World 4 right now. Just leave the game talk.
I'm just saying, you're talking about like 2D platformers with strong narratives. Why haven't you not played the game yet?
Well, when you talk about it on Game Talk, I'd be happy to join.
Oh, okay.
I think Metroidvanias have a special task that most, I guess games nowadays have it as well, but when I'm thinking Metroidvanias, they often have to tell a story through the visuals and through the environment. Case in point, Super Metroid, you walk past a broken down robot warrior or some kind of warrior, and there's a bunch of flies around them, and therefore that tells you that there was some kind of fight, some kind of thing happened here, and there's a insect infestation, and there's danger ahead. So that's a really, really amazing, that's a really great visual that kind of cues you into what's going on in the story. And I think the Ori and the Blind Forest, that's the one I played, but this series does a really good job of painting each area in its own way and giving you that representative history that each section has gone through and why it is the way that it is now.
I agree. It's the same, and as a matter of fact, probably much stronger. I played a little bit of the Blind Forest, and I think Will of the Wisps does an even better job of depicting exactly that.
I love the art style, man. It looks fantastic. I'm a fan of that sort of art style. It kind of reminds me of like how Ubisoft did the current Rayman games, and they also did Child of Light. It's just like really, really great like 2D artwork.
Yeah, the trailer really makes it sells it, Anyways, all right.
Spencer,
any last words for the Will of the Wisps?
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but I was going to ask Spencer, are you talking about like the Chozo guys in Super Metroid, or what are you talking about?
No, in Super Metroid, they're like very, very early, you're walking down a corridor and there's a dead body and there's flies coming around it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's like when you first go down like the elevator, and then you get like some upgrade or something, and then you come back up, and suddenly these insect-looking guys are back to life.
Are you on the space station, or are you on Zebes?
I think there's like a lot of scenes that relate to what he's talking about, though. Like there's one point where
it's,
like later in the
just
game,
like there. Yeah, it's not like a thing that you interact with. It's just there.
I need to replay because I don't remember what exactly you're talking about. But I played that game like 1,000 times. I just like my brain's like static. I'm like,
we owe that game a map out. To be honest,
we do. That's a great game.
Yeah.
I'd play it again.
Okay, guys. Any last words for the Ori and the Will?
I'm gonna play it for sure.
It's only on Microsoft.
Yes, it's on Microsoft, to my knowledge, and of course PC as well. On Game Pass once again. And I would say, if you are a fan of fluid platforming elements and somewhat challenging boss battles, not very challenging, but somewhat challenging, I think you guys will have a great time with this game. The platforming is outstanding.
But it's not on Microsoft Paint. Shit.
I mean, you could put it there.
Open with Paint.
Did you want to make the artwork for today's video?
On Paint.
All right, very cool. All right, we're going to move next to Spencer. What game are you going to talk about today?
Well, I'll tell you this much: you'll never see it coming.
Is it Life is Strange or that one about the blind girl?
What are you talking about?
No,
What's the one with the blind girl?
I know. I did play that one. It
Blind
was 2
Girl.
hours long.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking, because I reviewed it like forever ago. Without Eyes or something like that. It's something like
I
that.
don't know what this is.
It's a
But no,
game
it's not. Beyond
for the
Eyes,
PS4.
beyond something. No, it's not that one. It's gonna be quite revealing when I take off the mask of this game.
Majora's Mask.
No, it's not Majora's Mask. But Alex, maybe you can take a swing at it.
Take a swing at it.
Yeah.
It's Super Swing Golf.
Is it?
No, it's Golf Story.
I didn't get to guess. Is it?
Well,
golf,
you took too long.
Is it-
I thought Teddy
is
was
it-
gonna get it.
Is it Golf Story?
It's Golf Story. Good job.
Is it
Very
the prequel-
modern.
Is it the prequel to Sports Story,
Yeah, it is.
which isn't out yet?
It's the prequel to Tiger Woods, 2007.
That's what the. We all know 04 is the best Tiger Woods. Come on.
Who am I kidding? Yeah, Golf Story. I'm playing Golf Story right now. I'm a good chunk of the way through it. And this game is an RPG mixed with a golf game.
Wow. So
Yeah,
it's basically Mario Golf on the Game Boy.
Yeah. I mean, I love golf games. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, you do. That was my favorite Mario moment.
Yeah.
Yes, I love Mario Golf, and I love the Hot Shots series too. So.
Yeah. It's phenomenal. Well, if you can combine the RPG elements with it, you can also do little quests that involve golf. If you level up and you upgrade your stats, just like you would in an RPG, but it actually affects your golf game, not your combat game. You also get special items that help you unlock new areas and traverse the map almost like you would a traditional role-playing game. It's done in 16-bit, I would wager. Somewhere between 16 and 8-bit, but old school style looking art that looks very retro and very chic. And the golfing is just as complex as you could ever hope. You get things like wind resistance, you get slants and slopes, you get different clubs, you get the green, you get the dirt, you get the fairway. All of it's here, and there's a lot of good dialogue. It's got everything. It's super, super addictive, and I couldn't stop playing it yesterday.
What's the story?
The story is you are a young guy, and your father wants you to be a great golfer, and so you decide you're going to do that. And you go to the first, I can't remember the name of the first area, but it's like the home golfing club, and they're all run down, and it's your job to help them renovate and become the #1 golfing destination.
Cool.
So you travel the world, which is really just looks like a golfing neighborhood.
So yeah, I have played that game, Golf Story, and I absolutely love it. I guess I have a question. What did you think about the because it has the frisbee disc game, mini game, if you want to call it that, sub game in there as well, which I could not really get into. I did not like it as much, especially when compared to the golf itself. What are your thoughts on that?
I find the frisbee stuff very half-assed, but clearly it was not their intention. It's a side thing, and it's almost making fun of frisbee golf anyway. They get kicked out of the club, so it's very funny. But no, if it were the standalone game, it would be awful. You throw the frisbee and you kind of control it with the control pad as it's traveling, but it controls really poorly, and you're just kind of glad whenever those kinds of quests are over with.
Does that worry you though? Because like the next one they're doing like all sorts of sports.
Is there a sequel thing that's coming out?
Yeah, there's a sequel called Sports Story that's coming out.
I legit did not know that. I thought you were joking.
Yeah. No, it was announced like during one of those like Nindy showcases.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there's an actual sequel coming.
More on that. I didn't know that. I'll have to look into that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I have Golf Story. I bought it when it was on sale for like $3, and I haven't touched it yet. I just knew I wanted it, and I was like, I'll play this at some point, and I got it.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly well-made golf game. Like I said, it's or not like Spencer said. I'm sorry that it's in the 16-bit style, graphical style, but the actual golf mechanics are outstanding.
Spencer, you know what month this is?
Golf month?
Oh shit! This is
Modern May.
It's Modern May.
That's why that whole thing I just said was a joke. I've been playing Persona 5 Royal.
What? No, this game's modern. It came out recently.
Yeah, defend your position. You just talked about Golf Story.
That's because I'm defending my friend Spencer. Okay.
Alex, would you care to take over Spencer? Do you want to let him, or you want to take it your own?
I can't defend it. It's clearly done in a way to be retro.
Oh, come on. I was trying to help you out, Spencer. Now you're going to step on my toes.
I screwed up. No, you're right. Persona 5 Royal, do you believe it? What a crazy game.
You lost your chance. It's fine. I'll just tack it on at the end of the artwork or something. The last game in the title. All right, I suppose I'm up next, unless anyone else had anything else to say about the story that is golf. Alex, did you want to make your point?
4.
Point acknowledged. So, I've been playing The Witcher 3. It's just a little known game, you know? Just a game that's, you know, came out a couple years ago and just, you know, swiped people off their feet, achieved that Game of the Year position. And it's beloved. It got ported to the Nintendo Switch. That's how I played it. That's how I finished it. And I love my time with it. I got so much to say, and it's almost broken into two, because part of it's talking about the game, and the other part's talking about the Switch version. For the part that I'm talking about, I really just want to focus on the game itself, because there's so much to appreciate in the title. I think one thing that VGMashUP said about it last time in the Long Lost Game Talk edition was that Geralt is kind of the prototype for a strong, assertive, masculine character, and it really shines through in the game. And just the series in general. We know this guy is the Butcher of Blaviken, Geralt of Rivia, and you can tell walking around and doing some of these quests that he's a real badass. It comes across in the things you do, the monsters you take down, and just people's interpretations of you. So just like a little footnote into some of the gameplay, Geralt is versed in things like sword combat, also sign usage, so like these kind of gang signs, no I'm joking, magic signs. One of them is called Axie, so you can use it during conversation to manipulate people into doing things for you. And that's just kind of like a footnote and an example of just how intricate the game is, because even being able to have that type of power in conversation to direct what happens and to work it towards your benefit really shows how deep the systems are that go into the game. One of the things that the game is really most praised for is how well it implements this quote-unquote morality system. So you make choices in this game, and they really matter in the grand scheme of things when you might not think that all of them do. And they may affect the outcome of the narrative in different ways. Part of the thing about choosing some of these options is it's not a direct translation of what he's going to say. Oftentimes it's just the feeling. So even though you could say like, yes, go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and murder this guy, or no, I'm going to spare him, it doesn't always reflect his emotions. And I think that's really one of the takeaways for this game, is that it kind of keeps you engaged throughout, even in these long story points. And the story points are just interesting. There's a part early in the game where you're helping out this baron to put to rest the spirit of his unborn child that was murdered and has been haunting the village ever since. And you literally go and follow the ghost of this creature. And everything has lore too. You carry with you a bestiary, something of a mature Pokédex. Like, it's really cool to learn the lore and to just experience it and to just see everything the game has to offer. I cannot recommend The Witcher 3, highly enough. There's just so much to say about it.
Yeah, I think, also playing The Witcher 3, I loved every aspect of it, including the Red Baron mission. But that's one of the specialties to me is the side quests that come with this game. They're so well thought out, so well put together that it almost feels like a very meaningful subplot to the game itself, which a lot of games do not ever achieve. I also enjoyed the Ciri plot, which is the main story plot, but the fact that you get to play as her as well, which kind of changes things up a little bit. Plus, Geralt, of course, himself has so many different build types that really kind of flesh out the way you want to play a game. What was your favorite Geralt style?
Ooh, that's a tough one. To your point before I forget it, I think one of the great things about the Ciri arc is that even if this is The Witcher 3 and you might not have played the other two, it's relatively easy to follow. It's a guy who's following, the footsteps of his not like adopted daughter per se, but like a girl who's like valuable to him and he has a deep relation with. And along the line, you see Geralt's interactions with other strong characters like sorceresses and these other male characters. And the narrative of like him trying to find Ciri takes you through all these cool locations, like the Emperor of Nilfgaard, like the plague-infested lands of Velen, like the urban mage witch hunt territory of Novigrad, like the seafaring Viking-like people of Skellige. It's a really cool progression of the game. To your point about my favorite Geralt style, I'm glad you asked because it's really a mix of all things. I start off by building into his combat schemes by really just powering up like the fast attacks and the strong attacks, and after that I did use some skill trees for the magic line, which I quickly realized that I didn't care for as much as the alchemy. The alchemy is the coolest one because you collect ingredients from the land. It could be like some kind of plant, or like you collect it from the monsters that you destroy, and then you make these potions. And based on these enhancements that you get, it can allow you to completely buff up your character. So if I was to play this game again, I would definitely do a mix of combat and alchemy.
Yeah, 100% agree on the alchemy. It's probably one of the best mechanics I've seen being used in a game, like an action RPG style game, to that effect.
I have a question, and maybe Spencer can help him out a bit with this one. As a classic BioWare fan, would I enjoy this game?
Spencer, help me out. I don't know anything about BioWare.
Yeah, you would. I think it's an evolution of that choices and dialogue trees that BioWare made famous in Knights of the Old Republic, carried over to Mass Effect and Dragon Age. It takes that concept of good and evil and turns it on its head, saying maybe there isn't really such thing as good and evil. There are many other possible paths that it could be it occasionally good, occasionally evil, occasionally just doing my job, occasionally I need money, occasionally this, occasionally that. Who's to say what's right and wrong? Those are very difficult decisions, and sometimes none of them pay off the way you would hope.
Going back to my Mass Effect game talk that we did like last year, I talked about there was a part in the story where I had to choose to either like stop one of my teammates because he was like going to like hurt the mission, or let him do what he needs to do because like he was really involved with like what was going on, and both of them were like very hard decisions for me, and even though I chose what was like for the greater good of the mission, I forget what exactly I said in the game talk. I think I did a better description there, but like it was still like a really like hard choice, and I really like felt the gravity of that. Are there any moments like this in this game, Teddy, that you really like stuck with you?
Absolutely. So I was hinting at it in the Red Baron mission. It affects pretty much the entirety of the rest of the game you're going to experience. It's crazy. And I don't want to say anything more about it, but you should try it. It's like one of those kind of things that you will appreciate the more you get into the game. Like the deeper you get into it, the deeper you get invested in this world of The Witcher. Yeah,
I would like to add just I played all the Mass Effect games, And I've also played Dragon Age Inquisition, which was the game I was currently playing before I jumped over to The Witcher 3, and I never went back to Dragon Age Inquisition. I think The Witcher 3 does these type of moral dilemmas way better, in my personal opinion, than the popular Mass Effect series and, of course, Dragon Age Inquisition.
Do you know the part I'm talking about, VG, where Rex, where you're on the planet with the cure for his people?
Yes, I remember. It was
Yeah.
it was whether to wipe out an entire generation of
yeah.
cure or something like that. It had to do with the
It was like you could cure his people, but it would compromise the mission, or you could not, and his people were gonna die.
Yeah, I would say that The Witcher 3 has plenty of moments like that, and they're really cool, really significant, and like Teddy said, they really changed the story, but you will look at a decision that you've taken, a path that you've chosen, and you'll wonder too often whether that was the right choice or not.
Okay.
Teddy, what's your favorite quest, or do you have a couple favorite side quests that you remember?
Gosh, man, we're gonna go into this in the map out, you know.
Okay.
But
All right.
if I was to say, just like that most memorable one as far as the main quest was probably the Red Baron arc. It's just so well done.
And it leads to so much.
And he makes
It
great
really does.
He makes great pizza.
Leads to so many great pizzas.
Yeah, it's great toppings and better ingredients.
Better pizza.
Button map.
My map.
A side quest. There's one where you go in the forest for like these town people, and I just remember fighting this monster that was like way over my level, and that was really cool. It was like, and it's kind of like a demon of sorts, and it's like terrorizing the people. They require sacrifices, so they sacrifice their people to this demon of the forest, and all of a sudden you start fighting this guy, and he vanishes, like kind of like some kind of Dracula thing, and like will appear like right behind you. He makes trees come out of the ground, and like suddenly he calls like the white wolves, and they all start like swarming in on you while he's fighting you. I think it's called a leth. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It was a really cool subplot which didn't really affect the main story, but was optional and was there to explore. And in general, I just loved exploring the islands. If you like the Wind Waker, you'd probably enjoy Skellige, Alex.
Hey, I do like the Wind Waker.
Then you probably enjoy Skellige.
Yeah,
Skellige.
it's Italian.
I enjoyed the
My favorite-
Skellige.
My favorite side quest was hunting a vampire, and you had to get drunk to find him.
I don't know that one. I should try
It's
it
great. Yeah. He's in a barn.
out. I'll keep that in mind.
That's it.
Okay, that's my Witcher 3 talk.
Awesome.
That leaves us with one more. Our
All
friend
right.
Alex.
So we started with a platformer. We moved on to a retro golf game.
Modern. Retro modern.
Whatever, a retro-inspired modern golf game. Moved on
It
to
was a modern retelling of an old favorite.
Dragon Quest.
Thanks for interrupting me, Spencer.
Ah!
Then we moved on to an open-world action RPG thing called The Witcher 3.
Nothing short of masterpiece.
And now we are moving on to Earth Defense Force 5.
Whoa!
we are doing Earth Defense Force 5, Spencer.
That's out of this world.
Earth Defense Force 5. I've already done.
Hellacious.
Stop talking. I'm talking, Spencer. I already did a like almost 20-minute long, or something like that, or maybe it's shorter than that, video over on TurboZone back in September. Whenever this game, well, not when it came out, but whenever I like had enough of a foothold to like do that, because these games are super massive. But since then, I have still not stopped playing Earth Defense Force 5. So that is what I'm going to talk about. Do you guys have any familiarity with the Earth Defense Force series?
Yeah, you kill massive insects.
Yeah.
My favorite genre.
Yes, I've played a few.
whenever people ask me like what is Earth Defense Force, I'm like, have you ever played a Warriors game? Because it's basically that, but with like shooting insects. Because it's like the most like grind heavy game you're gonna play, but it's just like turn your brain off and have the most fun. You know, it's like you're gonna pick one of the 3 classes: the Ranger, the Wing Diver, which has a jetpack, the Fencer, which is like a big old mech guy, and the Air Raider, which is like support. And you are going to go into missions and defeat giant bugs, giant kaiju monsters, giant aliens, and giant robots. And in this one, there's giant frogs.
Tell me, Alex, how feasible do you think this is in the
I
future?
think this is probably going to happen. I think we've already alluded to it in something called the Robot Wars. Sorry, VG, you haven't seen that episode yet. So I believe it airs tomorrow.
I will.
I absolutely love the fact that this game is so big for no fucking reason. They're all so big for no reason. It's like they drop you in a map, and the map spreads for miles, and every building and everything is all destructible. So while you start in a city, by the end of the mission, everything just might be torn to shreds. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I love the fact that whenever I play this series, it kind of reminds me of Starship Troopers, I believe was the name of the movie.
Yeah.
It has a very strong resemblance to that movie. So whenever I'm playing these games, I always think of that movie.
Very cornball dialogue all the way. The story is almost non-existent. It's just like, because like these games do have a canon, but I swear to God, every new game they're like, what are these things? Like, oh no, like guys, this is the 5th time. Like, you should probably know what's going on by now. You know, what are these? What's happening? You know, it's like guys, like, have you learned nothing? But it's still very entertaining though, even though it's all just very corny and cheesy. My girlfriend's watched me play this before, and which some of these missions can go on for like almost an hour or longer, you know, depending on how like big the creature you're taking down or how many enemies or what the mission is. And I remember she's watched me and she's like, is this all you do? It's just like blow up monster like bugs and aliens and monsters. I'm like, yes, and that's all you need. The fact that this game that I have played, I played Earth Defense Force 4 more than 5 so far, because just because it's been out longer. And 4, I have put I think last time I checked, it was over 50 hours into that one, and I think my percentage was above 10%.
Oh my god.
Yeah, these games are stupidly big. Like, you need to beat every mission, which is usually like close to 100 missions, with each 4 of the classes on each difficulty. There's like 5 difficulties. Plus, there's so many unlockable weapons and like gadgets, tanks, like bad bikes, all sorts of stuff you can get. It's like to complete one of these games would probably take you like almost like the rest of your life, pretty much. It's just,
I've seen it because we used to play like 4, was it?
Yeah,
co-op?
yeah, 4.
And you played it so much more than I did. Like, you loved the formula. I hate bugs, so like I couldn't do more than like 2 hours of that game. And I think Spencer joined us on a stream for that.
Dude,
once.
I was just gonna say, didn't we all sit in on like a stream of that with you guys? How funny! We just like forever ago, we were this group.
Oh man, yeah, really. we were telling the future, and at that point, Alex still had the same number of trophies as I did.
yeah, it's like
There's like 2.
it's stupid. like I couldn't like I would love to like work so hard at one of these to get a platinum, but it would take me I don't know how many hours, hundreds of hours.
Yeah, I don't think you play this game for the platinums. I think, for me personally, when I like to play these types of games is when I've just gotten off some big grind-heavy RPG and I just want to wind down for a little bit, pop one of these games in, and it's the perfect timing, I think.
This is
For
a
the next
podcast
RPG.
game. This is a perfect podcast game.
Yep.
Yeah, I usually listen to other podcasts, or sometimes I'll put on some of our old episodes that I don't really remember, or just want to hear again. And and it's a great time because you really don't have to pay attention to the dialogue or what the mission objective is. Like, your objective is always just to kill everything. So great game series. I understand it's not for everybody. I love it. I've almost owned every game in the series. I'm missing like the first couple because they were Japanese exclusive. I have recently obtained the second one on Vita. So,
Yeah, the Xbox 360 surprisingly has quite a few of them.
Yeah,
I've heard that they didn't play very well. Like that they had like severe lag issues.
They all have lag issues. It's just we finally gotten to a point to where like they take advantage of like the newer hardware, because with the PS4 like the graphics don't look that much better than the old games, but like they used the PS4 to put so much stuff on screen at once that it's finally able to to do that without like killing the frame rate.
Yeah, I would say not to be a spokesperson for the Xbox, but, especially with their backwards compatibility program and the fact that, whenever they release new consoles, which I know there's talk about them releasing a new console as soon as this year, but usually what happens is the frame rate is one of the first things that gets affected in a positive way. So who knows, maybe down the road, if they make this game backwards compatible, the frame rate will probably be impacted positively.
The game that is exclusive to 360 2017 has actually had a Vita re-release, and I don't care about the Vita, but I have a PlayStation TV that I bought for $20, and I bought it exclusively to play Earth Defense Force games because there's two of them on Vita that that's the only way I can get my hands on them. So I was like, God damn it! So I bought one of the PlayStation TVs. Waste of money. I'm gonna mod that thing probably. But it was $20, and I was like, "Hey, I can play a few games on that thing that I want to play." So yeah, shoot some bugs, man.
The U.S. military appreciates you for your service.
EDF.
Shoot bugs good.
Shameless plug. Go watch my Earth Defense Force 5 review. I'm done.
See, Alex has taken over the water bottle role.
You guys keep bringing up the water bottles. Nobody can see the water bottles.
It's called imagery.
just imagine Spencer and
Imagine, if you will.
Spencer floating in a sea of water bottles. That's what we see every week.
It is quite an impressive collection, I must say.
It's not even half. Watch this. This is me moving my arm.
I thought I was supposed to watch. He did it again.
Just like the
Cue Brittany.
Be at it all day.
Spencer dropped it again. He reached for the water. He's not that itchiness.
you're on your own on this one. I'm not doing none of that.
Gotta stay hydrated. That's me.
Because you live in Arizona.
That was the first thing you ever said on this show. Hi, I'm from Arizona.
Yeah, you said where are you from? I said I'm from Arizona. I said no, the channel.
From the channel Arizona. We drink green tea.
What a classic. Well, that was Game Talk, guys. It happened.
Yeah.
We laughed, we cried. Me and Spencer fought a little bit. But what else is
We went to the Olympics.
No, we didn't.
2020.
No comment.
We were there. We mapped it out. It was a trial. It was a tribulation. But I'm proud of you guys. VGMashUP, thank you for coming on the show.
Hey, man, it was a pleasure. Really had fun doing this.
Mm-hmm.
VG,
Yeah.
we and I'm sure we're going to ask you some questions, and we continue to ask you questions. And I just want to know if there's any questions you want to ask us.
What is your future plans as far as your channel is concerned? Do you plan on bringing any more new series to the table that you can discuss at this point?
Yes.
I think we're all itching to go. Alex, you want to try?
I mean, I can't speak for all of us, but I know that we do have something new coming up that I mean, I guess it's not really a spoiler because we've already talked about it on our other channels. We're doing a game swap thing. That has our. Actually, you know what? No, wait. This is going up in May. Shit, it already happened at this point.
All of our future concepts are for like May or late April, so we could give you the first-hand look if you don't mind us spoiling it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so it won't matter so much for the listeners because like this stuff shouldn't be new, but the game swap video will have been done late April. Spencer will have completed his on the product that he received.
It's halfway done. It's gonna be miraculous. You're gonna watch it and just be in awe.
I'm looking forward to it. Popcorn on the Reggie. And in May, this is the month of Modern May, so Alex or Spencer will put together the community thread for the month. They have an interesting question. As far as the content in May, we've got this game talk. We were planning on doing the Witcher 3 map out, and you may be a part of that. I'd be looking forward to having you join me and Spencer and Alex if he wants to just sit and watch. And I don't know, I can't even remember what else we're doing for May. We're going to do like the end of month community thread, like kind of like we did for the Mario, and hopefully promote that a little more. Also, we're working on a commercial, so I know you opened a Google Doc early in the show, or before we even start recording. We were trying to script out a commercial that we can use to promote the button mappers to try and gain some traction.
Well, cool. One idea I would suggest is to, hey, just look at this episode with me on it. Everything can go uphill after this. So there you go. That's my pitch.
Don't say that. You've been one of the best guests we've had.
Awesome.
No, we appreciate you. The only reason we go uphill is because you were an amazing star and you started our track to become even more popular and famous.
And in terms of things beyond that, we don't plan. Like we have ideas, but it's hard to plan that far ahead because we're always changing what we want. I know. Like towards the beginning of the year, we were or something like that. We were like, let's do a Ocarina of Time map out, and that still hasn't happened. So it's like we can't plan that far ahead because we're things are always going to change. We're going to be like, well, what about this? Oh, this is a good idea. And in terms of introducing new content, like new shows, I don't know. I like what we work with already, and I think introducing a few new things here and there isn't bad. But like, I think I don't really want to change it up too much until we are like running. We are just completely running dry. Like, oh my god, like what are we gonna map out this week? Oh god,
Once we've mapped out everything,
fling smash on the Wii, I guess. It's like
no, please no.
Yeah, that's the thing about our current setup is that we can go endlessly with these concepts.
Well, I mean, for me personally, I really find the game talk very entertaining, along with the other shows that you guys have. But I also really find the collaborations that you guys do, whether with, in this case me, but other guests that you have on, that is something really cool, and I hope to see more of that in the future as well.
Oh, yes. We would love to have more guests on.
Thank you for the feedback.
Absolutely.
Spencer, did you want to say anything about like future projects for the show?
Well, as a newer guy, I try not to impose, but I really enjoy the community stuff, and I'm hoping we can get more of that because I love talking to you guys. And sorry if I come across as aggressive at times. I just try to I like to stir up trouble.
This is a place to butt heads.
Really, like
I like to get Alex in trouble.
Really behind the scenes, me and Spencer are like super like friendly, nice best friends. And then we start the show, and I'm like, "Fuck you, Spencer!"
Yeah. We start a show, and he's like, "I'm gonna talk about Diablo," and it's like, "Okay, we're gonna do this."
Yeah, that was. Oh my god. So, let me tell you guys a story. Spencer bullied me today because I love Diablo 3, and I have just finished my second run, first run on the Switch version, and I was like, Spencer was like, "Hey Alex, what are you doing today?" And I was like, "I think I'm gonna do Diablo." And he was like, and I was like, "What?"
And meanwhile, we get golf story. Come on, Spence.
Yeah, so I just wanted to avoid the negativity, and so Spencer was like, "You're not doing Earth Defense Force," and I was like, "I could." I'm always playing that game, so
Yeah.
he bullied me out of my game talk.
And see, this is a lesson to everybody that's watching. Bullying works. Okay? if you got a problem with somebody and you want them to change, just bully them a little bit.
This is PSA for the ages.
Cue the Alex Diablo 3 map out.
That's what I'll do while you guys are doing Witcher.
What do you
Diablo
do?
3 is my favorite game. It came out on a console.
It came out on many consoles. It just keeps coming out.
In Diablo 3, you fight monsters. One of those monsters you fight is Spencer. Spencer is the final boss in the first stage.
Some would call him a bully. Lord of bullies. Like,
What's your favorite episode mashup that we've done?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
Man, I'd have to think about that one. There are quite a few of them. Like I said, I can't even think of a good one right now because I'm trying to picture all of them in my head.
What
But,
about moments? Moments.
Oh, the moment that we're about to do is probably going to be the favorite moment. Towards the end, the Reggie specials and all that stuff. Yeah, those are fun. Plus, I enjoy the Q&A also.
Any of the jokes, anything like that?
Those, the raps, all that stuff. So,
do you have like a favorite joke or a favorite moment or a favorite like just anything from like any episode?
I can't think of one right now, but
Okay.
I'll take a pass on that. How about I write that in the comment section down below? How about that?
No problem.
I can't think of one right now.
I think that might be a cue, otherwise known as
A clue.
No. It's definitely not a cue or a clue, but the fact that I like them all, so it's hard for me to choose.
As long as it's not Button Ball Z.
Clue Clue Land worst joke confirmed.
Oh yeah, there you go, Clue Clue Land.
Clue Clue Land or columns.
That is almost your channel's DNA, Clue Clue Land.
We're going to do a versus match one day. Alex is going to be columns and Spencer will be Clue Clue Land. And we can be the arbiters.
Sounds good.
What if you did a mashup of Clue Clue Land and columns? What would it look like?
Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, you mean Mario 64 DS?
No. It looked like the guy that plays Diablo 3.
You mean
Leave it off the rare replay for no reason.
Millions of players. Wait, what? Diablo 3 off the rare replay? Dang, that's a rare game. I didn't know that.
It was definitely not a reason.
I think that game would definitely be a hidden gem.
It's quite rare.
It is.
All right. So with all that said, you guys want to ask VG anything or what? What are you gonna say? What do you got to say, Teddy?
Cue the Reggie.
Reggie? No, I'm tired of Reggie, man.
Who do you want to cue?
I don't know. Spencer, say something funny.
You want me to say something funny?
Yeah.
I'm not good at this. Let me try. Let me think of something.
Tell me a joke.
A joke? Okay. You want just a generic joke?
Yeah.
Okay. So a guy's wife is in a coma,
Oh my god.
and he's talking to the doctor. He's like, "Doctor, what are we going to do to wake her up? Nothing's working." And he says, "There's one thing we can do, but it's very unconventional. I can't guarantee it'll work." And he says, I'll do anything. Just, we got to get her up." He goes, "All right. It's supposedly, if you have oral sex with her, it will potentially wake her up." And he says, okay, let's just do it. Let's go for it." He goes, "Okay." So the guy runs into the room, runs back out 2 minutes later. Doctor said, "What's going on?" He said, "Doc, she's choking."
I get it.
This is the adults only segment of the Button Mappers show. Kids.
That's the only kind of jokes I know. I don't know any knock-knock jokes.
You don't know any. Hey, Spencer, why did the Otter build a rocket ship?
Why?
To get to outer space.
Hey, Alex.
What?
Who's the only doctor open on Easter?
Who?
Dr. Eggman.
Nothing's open today. Which is Easter.
Yeah.
Did you guys find any eggs?
I made them.
What is
hard
a rabbit?
boiled.
Why does a rabbit hide eggs?
Ooh, I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
A moth walks into a dentist's office.
Okay.
The dentist says, "What's wrong with you?" He says, "I'm really depressed." He says, "Well, why are you in a dentist's office?" The moth said, "The light was on."
Okay. That's a good one.
Hey, when a blind guy goes skydiving, who's the most surprised?
What?
The dog?
The dog! Yes! Thank you, Spencer. VG, you got any good jokes you want to tell us?
Man, I've been thinking all that time that you guys have been telling jokes, and I can't think of a single one.
I promise whatever you say is going to be better than what we're spewing.
I was gonna say nothing. I guess that's a bad sign. I can't think of one.
I think we're all thinking of jokes right now.
I know a million of them, but they're all colorful.
Colorful. They're all colorful.
And they start to get longer.
Yeah, it's like a whole story.
Yeah. Mm.
Welcome to the silent mappers. The quiet mappers.
We should ask for jokes from the audience.
Oh my god, that's a brilliant idea. I was gonna say question, but I guess it is a question. Question.
We should ask. We should ask jokes from the audience.
For the audience. It's a question for the audience. What are some jokes? What are jokes?
Give them a topic, like Banjo 3E.
Can you make okay, I want you to tell us a joke in the comments, but you have to include all three of our names. And we will read them next Game Talk.
There's 4 of us.
Well, VG's not going to be on the next Game Talk. I don't want him to feel like he's.
I don't want him to think he's going to be on the next Game Talk.
Not what I meant.
Wow.
I didn't want to talk about him without him being there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, they can put him in the jokes if they want to.
Yeah, I can still respond to them in the comments, I guess.
There you go. Spencer putting fucking words in my mouth. Seems to do that a lot. Get tired over here. Spencer, can you please, after this is done, can you please step up to my office for a performance review, please?
Okay.
Mandatory.
Okay.
I have talked to the shareholders about Spencer.
Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's have a little group therapy here. Alex, Spencer, what have you been playing? I don't know.
Diablo 3.
Network thing.
I've been playing a ton. I'm playing that Final Fantasy VII right now.
Ooh, I got the demo for the remake.
Okay, I mean, literally everybody got the demo.
Shut up. Let me have this.
It was a free demo.
Yeah, well, yes, I'm not paying for a demo. Metal Gear Solid 5.
No, no, that was the other one.
What, Metal Gear Solid 5?
5 is not really a demo. I mean, it's
No,
not like a complete game,
no, but the Ground Zeroes, right?
yeah, Ground
That's still
Zero.
part of 5.
That's a demo.
Yeah, but it's still 5. They even like included it as a full package later. It's the 5
Yeah.
Game of the Year complete Turbo Gold edition.
The Turbo Gold Edition. Turbo. Persona 5 Golden Dragon. I'm playing like crazy long RPGs, like 4 of them at the same time. That's always a good idea.
You have a way with turns.
Like Alex like his churns. I like to take my turns.
Nobody gets that. That's more group text.
Go ahead, elaborate.
No.
Well, where Alex is from, in Alex's hood, if you will, he likes to churn butter. So we kind of like to play around with that concept.
I don't know if he likes it. It might just be a pastime.
I used the word churn, and Spencer's not gonna let it go. I said, hey, while I'm off work, we should churn out some content, and it spiraled from there into this.
Spiral the Dragon.
Spyro the Dragon. VG, can you do a Sonic impression for me?
I can't think of one.
He says, well, I'll give you a little hint. He says, gotta go fast.
I mean, we'll all do it too.
Gotta go fast. I don't know.
Yeah. There you go.
That's good.
Spencer?
gotta go fast.
What was it you said? My games are disappointing!
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
It's like one of the best sound bites we got.
All right, my Sonic
your
impression
turn.
was terrible. Yeah, I see what you guys meant. But
No, it's believable. It was like peppy. Yeah.
Peppy.
Ooh, can we do Star Fox impressions?
Alex, you gotta do a Sonic impression now.
I just did. I did.
Oh, you just did the one. You did an impression of me doing
yes,
a Sonic impression.
I did an impression of Spencer doing a Sonic impression. It's like a double impression.
Yes,
it's like
Spencer
It's
impression.
like impressionception.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Teddy, you got a Sonic impression?
I got a Spencer impression.
Oh.
No, wait, Teddy, can you impersonate me impersonating Spencer impersonating Sonic?
Yes. Wait. No? I think so.
You have to say what I said.
Because you've tried to do the gotta go fast in the vein of Spencer, but not as well. So I have to try and not do gotta go fast very well.
You have to do it as I did it.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly how yours went because his was more memorable.
Oof.
Yeah. Gotta go fast.
That's God. You said
I can do an impression of Alex doing an impression of me doing an impression of Sonic.
no. Can you do an impression of Teddy doing an impression of me doing an impression of you doing an impression of Sonic?
I think I'm more interested in Spencer's impression of Alex doing an impression of Spencer doing an impression of Sonic.
Yeah, let me do one of an impression of you doing an impression of me doing an impression of Sonic.
VG, would you rather?
'Cause Teddy-
VG, would you rather see Spencer doing an impression of me doing an impression of Spencer doing an impression of Sonic, or would you rather see an impression of Spencer doing an impression of Teddy doing an impression of me doing an impression of Spencer doing an impression of Sonic?
option B, without me repeating it.
Okay. Okay. Gotta go fast.
It's not even close. That wasn't fast at all.
And here's Alex doing an impression of me doing an impression of Sonic. My games are disappointing.
Yeah, chilla dogs.
And then he shoots pistols in the air.
What am I in the West? The Wild West? Fucking Yosemite Sam over here?
Yeah. Yes.
God darn it, rabbit.
My game is disappointing.
Gotta go.
I reckon.
Gotta go fast. Yeah, chili dogs.
Hey,
Hey.
back in my day, we used to play on Genesis.
You're making me feel right at home. I'm from Alabama, by the way.
I'm from Kentucky. Trust me, I feel it.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm from New York.
I pulling up to the red light, and the guy next to me in this giant red truck, is just revving his engine, and I'm like, damn, I'm impressed.
And pull up to the Arby's, and I see a cashier's got his cowboy hat and button down on, as well as suspenders, and he asks, "Would you like fries with that?" And I'm like, "Well, you read my mind."
I would like to visit Alabama so I can know what the differences are between Kentuckians and Alabamians.
Mostly the letters.
Wow, Spencer, you're so smart.
Yeah, if you just drive to the next county wherever you are, that's Alabama pretty much in a nutshell. It doesn't matter. It's all the same, I guess is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I always thought it was Alabama.
Alabama. Alabama. I didn't know what you were doing. I saw you. You thought you were clever. You thought you were slick. You can't escape.
I was.
Me. You can't escape me, Teddy.
Maybe you're just equally on that slick level. I don't know.
We're on the same slick level.
School systems in Alabama need a lot of work.
Yeah, pretty much everything needs a lot of work here. But,
Teacher asked the student, "Hey, what's the capital of Alabama?" The student said, "A."
There you go. And he probably was not the only one who gave that answer either.
Is the weather as crazy there as it is here?
Yes, the weather is as crazy there as it is. Well, at least today it is. Now, back when the audience is, well, it probably will still be as crazy.
I mean, just like over time, because like weather here in Kentucky is like ridiculous. Like the other day, I was riding down the street with it was hot. I had my windows down, short sleeve shirt. That same night, it was fucking hailing. Mm-hmm. I was like, what is happening? Is this the apocalypse?
This is day 21 of quarantine. I haven't left my apartment in 3 weeks. I'm beginning to need water. Spencer, can I have some of your water?
No.
Can I have some water? Spencer, can I have some water?
Spencer, we're really drowning over here.
Spencer, they're thirsty. Spencer, can I have some water, please?
I'm just sitting on my throne of H2O.
His chair is literally made out of water.
Yeah.
No.
I think I have any.
Spencer, can I have some water?
It burns, Spencer.
How much of this show is just bullshit at this point?
The last 30 minutes. 20, actually. I think we stopped the game talk at 110.
I don't even know. I think we stopped the game talk whenever Spencer started talking about Golf Story.
I think once he realized it wasn't a modern game.
I mean, it is a modern game. It's a. If I wanted to defend it,
I
didn't
tried
want
to defend you, and you did not let me.
Application denied.
It's a. It is a modern game, just homage to retro style.
Can you guys have your what did you call it before, Alex? The year in review.
What is it?
You're meeting with Spencer, like the
Oh.
yeah.
What did I call it? Oh my god, his
Performance review?
Yes, thank you. The performance review. Can I have it right now?
Yeah.
All right, Spencer. Please sit down. Thank you.
We get to see Alex at work here.
Okay, Spencer. We work hard here at the Button Mappers, and I see
Yeah.
I see you've been trying, but we've got some complaints. The HR department, that's Teddy, has come to me with some issues concerning your performance today. You seem to have picked a game that didn't fit the modern May formula we're going with this month.
Can you explain to me the modern May formula?
The games have to be modern, and it's May.
What? How do you denote a modern game? What makes it modern?
They're modern.
Yeah. Okay.
Stop.
What's
I'm the one
rubric?
asking questions here, okay? Not you. This is my
okay.
performance review.
The game came out like a year ago.
This
ago.
is your other issue. You're always interrupting. If we go back to the Mario 64 map out,
Yeah.
you interrupted, and then you influenced me to interrupt, and I didn't appreciate that.
My supervisor's complaining that I'm a bad influence on him.
I hope you guys know this is the kind of shit I have to actually do in my job. So
I got out of that business a long time ago. I was called an individual contributor. I don't have. I gave up on that.
So what we're gonna do, I appreciate you, Spencer. I appreciate what you're trying to do. I think you're a great team member. I think you can go a long way in this company. You can go far.
I'd like to.
That's great. That's the kind of attitude we need.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna, just so the other team members don't think I'm giving you special treatment. I'm gonna have to give you a 2-day suspension. Okay. So,
Okay.
I'm sorry, but when you come back, I hope you learn from this. I hope you just get what you need out of this and come back stronger, better. I just want what's best for you, Spencer.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay.
I'm gonna grow from this. I'm gonna take this lesson. You've given me some constructive feedback, and I'm gonna take that and ruminate on it and improve myself and make strides to become a better mapper.
Stop trying to suck up, Spencer. No one likes to suck up. Get out of
Diablo 3 is for neckbeards.
Get out of my office.
As the representative of HR, I would like to take a moment and just say, here at the company, we care about the games, we care about the gamers, and we want to make sure that our representation of the games is as accurate to the game as possible. So for Modern May, we will forever make this commitment that we will stay true to the games, whether modern or not.
It's like a highly sedated Reggie, our HR representative.
Yeah.
VG, can you rate our performance on tonight's skit?
Who's that, me?
Yes. Can you rate our performance?
9.5.
Wow, 0.5. That's so close.
Oh, I didn't say.
Did
I didn't
Alex
say.
bring it down?
No, I didn't say it was out of 10, but I just said 9.5. I'm kidding.
Tough crowd.
VG's savage today.
I'm sorry.
Savage award.
No. It was good. It was good.
That was good. I think that was amazing.
I think that's a note to go out.
Thanks for coming on, VG.
Really appreciate it, man. Had a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming on, Teddy.
It's my show.
Spencer. All right, let's go.
See you at the Olympics.
We're out of here.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.